What would you do if the man of your dreams were suddenly accused of being a cold-blooded murderer and you had to protect him in court? Maya is a criminal defense attorney with a rather messy personal life. She and her husband, Cal, are going through a difficult period in their marriage. She suspects him of cheating on her, while Cal pays much more attention to his mom's birthday than to his wife's worries. It seems like even family therapy can't help them anymore, and Maya doesn't know what else to do. After the session, Maya joins her husband at his mother's birthday. Azalea clearly hates Maya and doesn't hide it from everyone. She publicly humiliates Maya and praises Cal's childhood friend, Jenna, which really annoys Maya. Thankfully, she has her best friend Charlize by her side, who is married to Cal's brother Ray, and she cheers Maya up. The restaurant where the company celebrated Azalea's birthday is surrounded by paparazzi because of Zaire, a scandalous artist who has recently been accused of murdering his girlfriend. After dinner, Cal and Maya head back home, and she confronts him about a very expensive present he made for his mom. It turns out that Cal sold Maya's piano to buy the watch Azalea dreamt about. He just adores his mother, and now, when she has cancer, he wants to make any of her wishes come true. In the morning, Maya is surprised to see Zaire in her office. He begs her for help and tells her that he didn't kill his girlfriend. He is sure that someone wants to frame him, and Maya appears convinced. She promises to look through the case papers and call him back. When Maya tells Charlize about her conversation with Zaire, Charlize tries to persuade Maya that he is a monster and that Maya mustn't help him. Cal also doesn't like the idea of Maya working with Zaire, but Maya doesn't listen. Cal has lost his job because of his drug addiction, and she has to work hard to keep their family afloat. Zaire's case will bring her good money, so she just has to take it. She calls Zaire and drives to his place to discuss the details of the case. His apartment is full of his amazing artworks, and Zaire himself doesn't give the impression of being an aggressive and violent man. He tells her about how he fell in love with his girlfriend and how they were inseparable for the last 6 months until the one night when she just disappeared. Among the evidence, Maya has terrifying photos from the crime scene and a video of Heidi saying that she can't be with Zaire anymore, but he keeps denying murdering her. Maya agrees to help him on one condition: Zaire must always tell her the truth and nothing but the truth. At home, Maya runs into Azalea and Ray, her brother-in-law. Ray is a prosecutor, but wants to become a mayor, and Maya's involvement in Zaire's case might harm his reputation, so he intends to make Maya change her mind. Now, Maya is determined to protect Zaire more than ever. She meets her old friend Jimmy, a private investigator, and asks for his assistance. He digs to find out more about Zaire and reveals some shocking details. According to one of Zaire's exes, he had very specific sexual habits. In bed, he could be violent and cruel, and sometimes did horrible things to satisfy his needs. Of course, Zaire denies everything and quickly loses his temper. He says that his ex was fond of BDSM herself, and she wanted him to do all those things. Heidi was different, and Zaire truly loved her. At home, Cal attempts to reconcile with Maya, but she is too busy with her new case and can't think about anything else. Maya sends Jimmy to Mexico to learn more about Heidi's background. However, he doesn't find anything, and it looks like Heidi appeared out of nowhere, which is very suspicious. But Jimmy tells Maya about Renee, a gallerist who has something to say about Zaire. She dated him a long time ago and helped him become a famous artist, but he broke up with her anyway. Maya decides to be honest too and tells Zaire about her relationship with Cal. Zaire offers Maya to relieve her stress with the help of art therapy, but she feels awkward and uncomfortable around him and decides to leave. He wants to escort her and give her a ride on his motorcycle, but Maya says no. She can't stop thinking about Zaire and the chemistry between them. Even during sex with her husband, Maya dreams about the dangerous artist she has to protect. In the morning, Cal brings Maya flowers, but Zaire shows up and interrupts them. Maya wants to talk to him in her office, but Zaire agrees to discuss the case only at his place, and Maya has to accept his rules. At home, Zaire tells Maya that he likes her and thinks that his feelings are mutual. After Maya rejects him, Zaire demands a new lawyer. He leaves the apartment, and Maya decides to follow him. He goes to some weird place that looks like a sex den. Maya is shocked to see a bunch of people caressing, making out, and having sex everywhere, so she runs away. The next day, Maya decides to visit Zaire and convince him to change his mind about getting another lawyer. However, she finds him with another girl. Embarrassed, she quickly tries to flee the scene while Zaire enjoys humiliating her. In her car, Maya calls Jimmy and discovers that her husband is cheating on her. Angry, she decides to seek revenge. Maya returns to Zaire and frightens the naked woman away. Succumbing to temptation, she allows Zaire to kiss her but quickly pulls back. Zaire gives her a ride on his motorcycle and takes her to his studio. There, he creates a romantic atmosphere and resumes where they left off. He slowly kisses, undresses, and caresses Maya. He pours paint all over her body, and they make love right on the floor, turning their sexual encounter into a true masterpiece. When Maya wakes up, she sees her own portrait painted by Zaire. While taking a bath, she confesses to Zaire that she has always wanted to be with a man like him. Together, they dream of their possible future, and Maya promises to save Zaire at any cost. At work, Maya meets Cal and Charlize waiting for her. It turns out that Cal was actually with his mother in the hotel last night, and he didn't cheat on Maya. Full of guilt, she wants to end things with Zaire, but he promises to keep their affair a secret. Maya meets with Renee at her gallery, where Renee reveals her own relationship with Zaire. She believes that he used her to get what he wanted, just like he does with everyone else. Renee warns Maya to be careful with Zaire, explaining that he always employs the same seductive techniques with different women. Furious, Maya rushes to Zaire's place and discovers dozens of women's portraits alongside her own. Despite Zaire's explanations and claims of love, she decides to leave. When Maya confronts Cal's family, Ray forces her to confess to cheating on Cal. Azalea quickly consoles her son and tells Maya to leave. Maya decides to take a break, quits the case, and goes on vacation. Meanwhile, Zaire agrees to cooperate with the investigation, and Maya learns about it. Near the hotel, she notices one of the maids and recognizes Heidi. She chases after the girl, but Heidi manages to escape. Maya calls Ray and informs him that Zaire is innocent. He instructs Maya to return as soon as possible and rejoin the family. There, Maya realizes that Cal is absent, while everyone is acting strangely. After a call from Jimmy, Maya uncovers the horrifying truth. Azalea smashes Maya's phone and confesses that she doesn't have cancer at all. It was a ploy to gain more support for her son Ray's upcoming election. And Charlize had an affair with Zaire too. This led Ray and Azalea to devise a plan to frame Zaire and get him imprisoned. Ray coerces Charlize to kill Maya, but she turns on him instead. Ray assaults Charlize, knocking her to the floor, while Azalea grabs a knife and engages in a fight with Maya. Maya successfully repels Azalea's attack and forces her to drop the weapon. Ray attempts to intervene and starts choking Maya. In response, she grabs a frying pan and repeatedly strikes him on the head. Maya intends to wake Charlize up and escape, but Ray retrieves a gun and prepares to kill Maya. Charlize regains consciousness and comes to her rescue. Maya seizes Ray's keys and quickly runs to the door, leading to Azalea killing Charlize with a knife. Despite almost being caught by Ray again, Maya defends herself by using the car keys to stab him, allowing her to escape. She reaches another vehicle and drives off with Ray and Azalea in pursuit. Azalea clings to the car's windshield, and Maya, determined to escape, causes a car crash that knocks Azalea out. Maya then continues her escape on foot and encounters Cal on his way to the house. She shares all the details with Cal, but he fails to comprehend the situation. Instead of understanding, he insists on taking her back to the house, leading Maya to realize that Cal was colluding with Ray and Azalea. He was aware of their plan and actively assisted them. Disappointed in Cal, Maya is left with no other options. After he hits her, she provokes another car crash, resulting in Cal's death. The police arrive in time, and Maya explains the situation to them. They believe her and arrest Ray after finding evidence of his scheme in the house. Now, with the true culprit exposed and detained, Zaire is finally exonerated. Everyone knows he is innocent, but the only person he wants to thank for his freedom is Maya. He texts her and asks to meet, but she discards her phone. She is tired of men trying to manipulate and control her life. From now on, she will only defend herself,